is who we are. You know it. It's your time to blow it. Yeah. Stay devoted. And this is how we show it. Some way, somehow. Yeah, we gon' work it out. Please, put your hands up right now. Hey, it's time to show out. I can do all things. And with my mouth I call things. Having answers on all rings. Crown full of thorns, still called king. I can't walk it through the pouring rain. Chasing purpose, I call fame. When you pass test in the door flame. Promotion now with a short.
Guys, look around. Where are we at? That's right. We're in a garden. This might just be a garden to you, but this beautiful garden right here, it saved my marriage. That's right. A couple years ago, I had financial pressure, relationship strife. I had intimacy issues that was killing my relationship daily. Me and my wife would come to this very garden right here. Daily, we would take the time and meditate and seek out everything that we needed. We learned the lessons of the garden that helped us grow into the couple that we are today. We owe a lot to this garden.
So are you ready? Are you ready to have the relationship that you are meant to be healthy, happy, and have fun this summer? Then join us. We've created a 6-week course to help you become unstuck, restore intimacy, and get back on track to become the destiny partners you were always meant to be.
Also, we're going to teach you how to communicate without using bad words. We're going to help you get rid of those senseless arguments that are destroying your relationship and toxic day after day.
Trust us. You want to give yourself the gift of a peaceful home this summer.
What are you waiting for? Register your marriage today, and we'll see you soon. Y'all, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Coach Darryl J, and this is my beautiful wife,
Dr. CJ.
And welcome, guys, to All Things Well. Season 3,
Yes.
Episode 2.
Yes.
We pray that you were blessed by our first episode with the Smiths. Read It With Love Retreat, y'all. You gotta get your tickets. Read with Love Retreat.net.
Right.
We will be, along with other speakers and entertainment out there in Nashville, July
18th to the 19th.
Oh, so what we doing?
Restoring marriage.
Uh-huh.
Getting our life back. Getting our hope back. Getting our strength back. We're doing all the things. All the things.
Well,
all of it.
This is episode 2.
Yeah.
We have an amazing couple.
Listen, y'all.
Dynamic.
Get your notepad.
Powerful.
Okay. Press record.
Wonderful couple.
Because you're going to want all of this to run back. You're going to want to run this back.
And the husband has a beard.
Listen, the beard gang is in the building.
Silver Black Fox. Silver Black Fox. Yeah.
We're introducing Perry Carney and Sonia Carney to the All Things Well stage. How are y'all doing today?
Hey! How's it going?
Good to see you all. And now I've seen Pastor Sonia in a minute, and we have to get together as ladies very, very soon. But I am so glad to finally have all 4 of us sit down. This is something we've talked about before, and now it's happening on the All Things Well stage. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Mr. Perry, I'm honored to meet you. We was at, where was we at? We was at, it was always been Beauty Behind Bar. Yeah. In the city.
But the Tennessee has been good to us.
Second home. That's our second home. That's our second home. I love the A, but I really do love Tennessee. I love the growth about it. I love the environment. I love the hot Nashville hot sauce. I brought that back here.
Listen, when we went to Tennessee, he
Yeah.
became obsessed with Tennessee, that Nashville hot.
I put that on everything.
He really does.
That on
It's a problem. So when we get down there, y'all gonna have to go eat. Y'all gonna have to go eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And get some food as brothers. Y'all gonna have to do that.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But we're out of there. Let's get to it.
Okay.
This is All Things Well, season 3, episode 2. But this season is all about the love story.
That's right.
It's all about the love story. Here, what we like to do is celebrate. I know there's trials, there's tribulations, we overcome and everything, but we like to celebrate love.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, question 1, we always do 4 questions. Yeah. So, question 1, as you see it, ATW, not ATM. All right.
Okay.
Tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, first of all, go ahead, honey.
No, baby.
All right. Well, my name is Perry Carney. I am a manufacturing supervisor for a facility in Smyrna. I have to be careful. Don't need no copyright infringements. So, but that's what I do for a living.
Okay. And I am the owner of Authentic Tax Services, which this was my 20th year in business this year. And I recently just launched Authentic Solutions, where I'm going to be doing passports, TSA pre-check, fingerprinting, DNA testing, along with drug and alcohol testing as well. So that's what I do. But I like to say that I am the proud wife of Mr. Perry Carney.
There you go.
I tell people all the time, he has become the better spouse. You know, where I had prided myself on being this good wife, you know. But during this time, especially right now, going through menopause, he has been the greatest. Okay.
She's never said that to me, you know. And but I ain't gonna say that. I'm like that.
We're here to learn. We're here to glean. I am not a perfect wife, but I am a wife that's dedicated to, you know, becoming the best one for you. So I
am honored to be your husband.
Amen.
I love the joke. So keep it going. So you're an owner. I respect that. You're in the manufacturing. Is there anything you guys do together?
Yeah, well, we do a lot of ministry together. I think
that's what we're here for. We want all the smoke.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what God brought us together for. And so I want my husband to tell you guys our love story, because he just tells it so much better than me. But I think that our marriage is a ministry because of the trials that we went through at the beginning, meeting each other on a Wednesday, 2018, and marrying on that Saturday, 2018. It's, you know, it was a God thing. He gonna tell you more about it.
Y'all get the head. Y'all get the head. Hold it there. We gonna get there. We gonna be questions. Y'all get the head.
All right.
But see, that's that spiritual, been in tune. How long have y'all been married?
Almost 7 years.
That's in tune, that union, that oneness. They already knew what we was coming with.
What's the point to play around?
What's the point to play
You
around?
know who they are, and you know that's the one. Like, I've been dating for a whole year, but sometimes, listen, if you know, you know. What's the point?
If you know, you know. That's a new way to use that hashtag. If you know, you know.
You can wait and miss. You can wait and miss.
I don't know. I think my situation was a little different. I say all the time that God and Perry hoodwinked and bamboozled me.
He said, "Gonna get to that."
I'm just saying, I got hoodwinked and bamboozled because I don't make choices that quickly like that. But when God is involved, everything is done with purpose. It was a reason why God put blinders on me, you know. So I'll tell y'all later.
Okay. Question number 2. Y'all ready? Y'all already in the vein. So I'm gonna say right here. Tell us the Carney love story.
All right, I guess this is my expertise, because apparently my beautiful wife doesn't seem to remember it the way that it was.
Okay.
So she just don't remember it. So long story short, or should I say short story long, however you want to perceive it. Well, I left Tennessee in 2003. And when I left Tennessee, I said, no news is good news. All right. So on December the 18th in 2018, my phone rang at 3:00 in the morning. I was living in Louisville, Kentucky. As a single man, a 3:00 in the morning phone call is either good news or it's bad news. With all of my family being in another state, that's a phone call I got to take, right? Okay, so I answered the phone, and it's a video call, and it's her, right?
Sound like good news.
That's
all right.
good news.
It's 3 a.m. video. I don't know.
So check this out. It's 3 a.m. in the morning, but it's daylight on the other side of the phone. And I'm like, hey, how are you doing? And the first thing she says is, hey, I'm kind of busy. I'm getting ready to preach, right? So I'm like, so why'd you call me? And where are you at that it's daylight? Because it's 3:00 in the morning. So she says, I'm in Uganda. And I'm like, Uganda? So I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, the last time I had seen her face was in July of 2017.
And I don't remember any of that.
Now, I saw her face. And as we have come to find out, we're remembering things and how God has placed us. So we agreed to talk later because, once again, she was getting ready to preach. Now, mind you, again, it's December 18th.
Hold it. I want to also put in that my phone said that he called me. His phone said that I called him. So we laugh now and say Jesus just did a 3-way.
Yes. Yes.
Go figure.
Yes. So
Right.
So later on that day, I get another phone call. It's her, and we're conversing. So fast forward a few days. During our conversations, we agree to meet. And so when I was like, when are we going to meet? She's like, well, I'm coming back to the United States on Christmas. So once again, remember, it's December 18th when we meet. So it's Christmas when she's coming back to the United States. So we agreed to meet Christmas Day. We hung out all day Christmas Day. We got up and had breakfast at Waffle House.
Okay.
We left Waffle House and separated, and then we got back together. We went to my mom's and ate. Introduced her to my mom. My mom comes out of nowhere. First thing comes out of her mouth, ain't no woman good enough for my son. Don't know where it came from. That's just my mom. You just got to know it.
And I said, ain't no man good enough for me.
There it is. There it is.
So she eats my mother's food and falls asleep on the couch.
First time I ever met him.
First day. I mean, just
comfortable.
Just completely out, snoring, comfortable. And I'm like, wow, this woman must be very, very comfortable. So I get her up, and then we leave because we've got to go to her sister's house.
Okay.
Because
it's
remember,
Christmas Day.
it's Christmas Day, right? So we leave my mom's house. We go to her sister's house. We knock on the door, right? Unc comes to the door, and my wife introduces me to, my brother-in-law as, this is my new fiance. She says she don't remember.
I do not remember.
First day, mind you, first day.
First day.
She don't remember it. She introduces me as her fiance. Uncle Tommy, the rest of his soul, says, is this the boy from Africa? Because she just came back from Africa. Right?
Wait a minute. What? Okay, just go. Just go.
All right. So we leave there. we go to my aunt's house on my father's side. Mind you, now it's about 9, 10 o'clock at night. Again, we spent the whole day together. So towards the end of the night, you know, I talked to one of my aunts, my Aunt Mary, and I tell my Aunt Mary, Auntie, I think I found my wife. You know, first day, I'm like, I think I have found my wife. You know, so I don't tell her that. That's what I told my aunt. So we leave there. So we agreed to spend another night together.
What did the aunt say when you told her though?
My aunt said, boy, gone.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh.
We're all on the same page. Okay.
So my aunt said, boy, gone. So we agreed to spend another day. So the next day, December 26th, we hang out. We talk, we converse, we look at each other, you know, we start seeing and feeling, you know, each other to the point that now we're starting to talk about, you know, our lives, future, you know, where we see everything going, right? So during the course of the conversation, she informs me that she is a new notary.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so she has got to go and pick up her notary stamp.
Renewing.
To get it renewed. So this is day 2, right?
Yeah.
So day 3, we go to
the clerk's
office to pick up
her
notary stamp. Well, before we get to the clerk's office, remember when I said we was having conversations? She informed me that, you know, she liked a little jewelry. So on the way to the clerk's office, we stopped at Jared's.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go into Jared's. First thing we ask for is bridal sets.
I don't remember none of this part.
All right. So we asked for bridal set, and she's showing me what type of bridal things she likes as far as jewelry and gold and diamonds and all of that. So I'm just observing, paying attention. So we leave Jared's. We don't try to buy anything. We don't settle on anything. We just went there to look at jewelry.
Right.
On the way to pick up the notary sticker.
The notary.
Yeah.
So we get to the clerk's office. We get to the counter. My wife says, hi, I'm Sonia Carney. I'm here to pick up Sonia Brown, excuse me. I'm here to pick up my notary stamp, and I need a marriage certificate, a marriage license. Just like that, just flowed right out like that.
Just go.
That's what she said.
I don't remember.
I'm here with her, right? So the lady comes back, brings the marriage license, sits me down over here, says, hey, fill this out. She gets her stuff and moves her over there, right? So I sit down, I fill it out.
But I asked him, what made you fill it out? Why would you do that?
Men go with the. Look, if you're good enough to marry to a man, men go with a man or marry a woman one day. Men go with the flame. If a man knows or he feels it,
He'll go with the flame.
They don't really wait like that. They don't.
So So we fill out. Now, mind you, we fill out the marriage license. I do my part. She does her part. Then we leave. So we go back to where we were staying, and we have more conversations about, you know, us. So then I had to leave her because, again, this is like only our second or third. This is now our third day, you know, just
hanging out.
Yeah, with each other all day.
Yeah, all day. So I leave and I go.
This company.
Yeah. So I leave and I go see a good friend of mine, a pastor. His name is Pastor Sean Moses. We went to high school together. I trust him. I'm good with him, right? So I go and I tell him, like, man, I have met this woman. And I'm like, dude, is there such thing as love at first sight? Because I'm like, gone, right? And he's like, yeah, it's possible. I said, hold on, better yet, she's close enough for me to go get her. Let me go get her and I'm going to bring her back to you, right? So I go get her.
I got to step in on
there
this.
You go.
I've been knowing Pastor Moses for a long time. And me and him go way back. And it was funny because he was like, you got to meet he's my mentor. And he did. And so I go to meet him. I walk into the barbershop and I say, oh, that's Sean. And Sean and Pastor Moses began to cry. He says, oh my God. Oh, y'all two meeting up. Oh, y'all are so good for each other. Oh my goodness. He's been through so much. You've been through so much. You know, he's just going on, and he cries a lot. So he cried, you know, and I thought that was funny. But I want to say that, like I said, blinders were on me. I didn't realize that I was being moved so quickly. And let me give this side note. I don't suggest that anybody marry anybody in 4 days. Our situation was just different.
Yes.
God had to do it that way.
Yes.
And he put blinders on me for a reason. I had been celibate for 5 years. But he did that for a reason. Do you mind if I tell the reason?
Go ahead.
The reason being, you know, hindsight is 20/20. And the reason being, if I had have known who my husband's last girlfriend was, I would not have dated him, let alone married him. And God knew that he wanted us together with purpose for covenant reasons. And God knew
you're jumping into it. Give me a second.
Listen, y'all just
Let me just ask you a question. Stay in the same lane. Let me just ask you a question. Because at the show, we got 4 questions.
Because they're not even married yet in this part. We're still at the barbershop, but just hold on.
So, question number 3.
Okay.
Why do you feel God brought y'all together?
Continue.
Oh, it's perfect. God brought us together for the purpose of being a blessing to others.
Okay.
What I have found out since being married to my wife is the woman that saved my father's life, the man that I was estranged from, I never got to grow up with. Come to find out, she's the same woman that eulogized my father in 2010. But we didn't figure that out till one day we was just laying in the bed after we had gotten married, and it hit me. I'm like, I know exactly who you are now. You're the woman that eulogized my father. Fast forward, my daughter, her son, best friends on the same dance team, traveling around the world dancing together. We never meet each other. Right? My family on my father's side, known her forever. Absolutely love her. I'd never seen her. Her sister, her baby sister, my best friend in high school, we had never met.
He used to double date with my baby sister and her boyfriend, and Perry and whoever he was talking to used to double date, but I had never met him. I got to tell this. This is funny. So we meet and marry in 4 days, right? And so my sister, who he went to school with, lives in Baltimore. So she had called me right after I got married, and I'm trying to hold the phone because she was burning me up for marrying somebody, right? She's like, is you crazy? Did you sign a prenup? Who is this person? Da, 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 da. He hears her voice, and he says, is your sister named Crystal? She on the other end. Tell him he don't know me. You know, and then he says to her, it's me, Perry Carney. And her whole thing flipped. Oh my God, you married Perry Carney? Oh, he's always been a good dude. Da, 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 da. I can remember also waking up in the middle of the night with a naked man in my bed and me not remembering I'm married now. And he had his back to me. I was like, oh my God. Who is this? Hey, you need to, who are you? He had to turn over and say, hey, I'm your husband. Calm down. But that, I'm saying that to how fast it happened. And that's why I said I got hoodwinked and bamboo.
Now y'all gotta go back to the barbershop. Y'all gotta go back. Look.
And so we're gonna get back to the barbershop, but the purpose is so back at the barbershop, we leave. I take her back home. I go back to Sean and I said, Sean, I want you to marry us. Sean said, I got to talk to my wife. I got to pray about it. Sean calls me back later that day and says, my wife and I and God have decided that, no, he said, my wife and I decided I can't marry you without counseling you. Let me get it right.
Okay.
I can't marry you without counseling you.
Yeah.
And I said, cool, I understand that. So I let her know that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I called my spiritual advisor, and she tells me at first, because you got to understand, she had been my spiritual advisor for 20 plus years. Right. And she ain't never seen me move quick. So she was like, let me pray about this. She said, let me pray about it. But she called back the very next morning and she said, God said, it's it. I can come.
You, the very next morning is now day 4.
Yeah, day 4. So she said, I can be by there about 1:00. Is 1:00 okay? And I was like, she coming at 1 to marry us. So I called my son. I need y'all to come up here. I'm finna get married. He said, married to who? You ain't even dating nobody. What are you talking about? Mom, I know you say you know God and you hear from God. But look, I need to meet him. So, and my son is usually even keeled and everything. Well, he had a chip on his shoulder. He said, well, I want to talk to him by myself. And because he refused to give me away. I had asked him to give me away. He said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't know him. He took him in the room, talked to him. I don't know what happened in there. He came back out and said, okay, I'll give you away, Mom, but I don't agree with this.
Yeah. So our purpose has been, we have been blessed since our marriage. And since being married, our children have received blessings from us. Mm-hmm. Other couples have received blessings from us. We have received blessings from other couples. Yeah. When I mean everything has just worked. We've gone from living in an apartment to living in a home in a matter of couple of years from being
pretty
married.
Much debt free.
We
so it's pretty good.
When I say God has worked this thing out, so our purpose is to continue to show people even now, God honors covenant.
Yes.
Because through my ignorance and through my selfishness, we almost lost our marriage because I didn't want to change. And then one day I realized her happiness was way more than my selfishness. So I made an intentional effort to be a better husband. I finally realized my purpose in this marriage is to make sure my wife is always smiling, to make sure my wife is always happy, to make sure my wife doesn't feel like she needs to do anything. My wife has, from what I have seen, has taken on multiple children that are not hers. And when I say taken on, I mean raised, put through school, put out of school, raised multiple children. I watch my wife just give. Our house has already housed at least 4 or 5 homeless people since, the night we met, the very night we met, that Christmas night we met, somebody knocked on her door at 2:00 in the morning. I'm in the back room. She's up front talking to him. I hear them ask her for money at 2:00 in the morning because they got to go to a job interview, buy a suit. I never hear her complain. I only hear her say, make sure
you do the right
thing. And that's it.
I can hear you saying that. I can hear you.
That's the last thing I hear. Don't you know, I remember that was 2018. I remember in 2020 when that same young man walked into the office, cleaned up, looking good, walked up to her, handed her this envelope. Here, she didn't even recognize him.
I did not.
Didn't even recognize him. But he remembered that night. And I remembered that night saying, a woman that's got that kind of heart, yeah, I need to be attached to that because I'm the same way. I'll give you whatever I got. I had friends that used to tell me, Perry, you give too much. I would give and do without so they would have. You know, so when you meet that same kindred spirit, it just works that way. So that's our purpose, is to be a blessing.
It is, but I want to help somebody twofold. One, even when we pray for something and we receive what we pray for, that does not mean there's not going to come some tests and trials with that.
Yes.
So my husband, when we married, although he knew God said that I was his, this, that, and the other, you have to understand, I had to come to understand that in his past, he's gone through a lot in relationships. He's been hurt a lot in relationships. I say that he was in a situation, yeah, you good and everything, but you gonna change. So I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt me. And so I want people to know that even when we pray and we get something from God, that doesn't mean that it's gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. And so what happened with my husband, and he's sitting here and we talk about it openly because now we live our life through truth and transparency. Those are the two things that can make you get through anything. And my husband cheated on me with his last girlfriend. So that's what I'm telling you. Had I known, we wouldn't have got to this place because I wouldn't have dated him anyway. Not with that, because his last girlfriend and I had already had history from my first marriage, and the baby was born on my birthday. So that was too much. God knew, I better put blinders on her because I got something for them to do. And so.
And we're in two different states.
Yeah.
It's not like we're in the same city.
Yeah.
Mind you, we're in two different states.
Right. So I didn't have a clue that the woman that he had told me was his last girlfriend and broke up with him. I didn't know it was the same girl. So God was like, let me put blinders on you. But what God showed me was he had a soul tie. See, we don't want to talk about that anymore in this season.
That's right.
But when you're laying with people, when two shall become one, God meant that. And a lot of times we're dealing with these soul ties, and Johnny didn't do this, or Mary never did that. And so sometimes we need deliverance from these soul ties so that we can have the relationships and the covenants that God created you to have. And so I'm thankful that even though I filed for divorce, didn't I, baby?
Twice.
And I filed for divorce because that first year and a half, I always have prided myself on staying away from two things. Jail, because I've been 31 times in the past, and prison once, and hell. And he was doing, I'm like, dude, what do you need? What is wrong? Why you keep messing with this young lady? We're happy because I had never seen a man look at me the way he looked at me. So I'm like, what is going on? Why do you keep on? But until God said it's a soul tie. So that means, see, soul ties is when you going, I know I don't need to answer the phone, but hello? You tend to not even know why you still trying to meet up with them, why you trying to do this, why you trying to do that. And here I am trying to stay out of jail and hell. So I said, God, look here. You're going to have to spank me on this, and I got to let it go because I'm going to go to jail in hell fooling with him because of my old nature was waking up. But I thank God for somebody else. This is going to be weird too. I thank God for my ex-husband because my ex-husband called me and said one morning, he said, hey, listen, I don't know what you got going on over there, but you the one that taught me to hear from God. And I like him for you. Do not get rid of him. He's a better man than me. You gave me 18 years to get it right. Give that man time to get it right. Yeah. So God will use any and everybody. We just got to listen and obey.
Listen, my heart is on pause with that, because I do believe that God will rise people up to catch your attention. And you may not have heard that word from a sister or a girlfriend, but when your ex called you and said, hold on, this is listen, it takes one to know one. I've been where he's been. I've walked that path, but he's better than me. He has something for you. He really cares for you. Yeah. That is God speaking through other people.
Oh, yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, I almost didn't listen because I told him, I ain't married to you no more. I ain't got to listen to you. But I'm so thankful. And that's why I say that he is now, I feel, the better spouse.
Nah, not the better spouse. I'm just your spouse.
Because he takes such good care of me. And me going through this whatever, and just how he loves on me and prays for me, I appreciate that. And I'm thankful.
We'll give you a kiss. Mm-hmm.
And we got all this on footage too. I love how you brought those tears out, and I know they was authentic and real. Just the showman in me. It's just how I am. I love how it's authentic and real. Nothing getting cut out.
Yeah.
We have our last question. I want to say this real quick. This was amazing. Because y'all were authentic, y'all were honest. This was amazing. I just want to say that before we get to our last question.
Okay, so I have the last question here. And you've already, especially you, Perry, you've already kind of leaned into this a little bit. But I would love for you to expound on it, because you have a powerful love story.
Yeah.
And the thing about love is that it transcends time. So, right now we're in this age where there's like ageism, where younger people are acting like they can't learn from older people. Yeah. They feel like they have the trademark on life and love and everything else. But those of them that have either learned the hard way or they were raised right, they know that there is something to learn from people who have gone before you. So I want you to think about your love story and answer this question. What is one word you want this generation to get from your love story? One word that you can give to the next generation from your love story.
Patience.
Patience. All right.
Patience.
Okay.
That is a virtue of love.
Tell us why the word patience.
Because we live in a fast-paced world where we want everything now. And that means everything. Used to, you had to get permission to talk to a woman that you loved or wanted to even be with. Now, you don't even need permission to see a woman, let alone you don't even need permission to see a woman naked. You can just do it. So in order to find love, you got to find patience. You can't be in a hurry. You just can't. Take the time to get to know yourself. Yeah. I was married twice before I married this beautiful person. If I'd have known one half of the things that I know now as a loved, patient husband, I never would have met her, because I would have been patient. I would have forgave the woman that cheated on me. I would have been like, no, I'm not going to leave just because you don't want to be married no more. I was quick. Hey, cool. I used to say, I don't beg nobody to be with me. I learned a long time ago, there's more than 1 billion people on this planet. And I will be a fool to believe that you are the only person on this planet that can see my worth. So yeah, if you don't want me, cool, deuces. Deuces. Because see, I know who I am. I know who I am. And I know what I possess. And I know I have the ability to be great. Now, if you get the privilege and the pleasure of being in my circle, you will find out I'm a really, really great person, because that's just who I am. God made me that way.
He did.
He made me that way. So I would say patience, because you got to be patient to find out who you are. Yeah.
I say patience as well, because when I think of, especially in covenant, when you go, I love talking to people who've been married 30, 40, 50. Yes. I just saw somebody the other week, 60 years. Then you look at it different. You have to have patience, because everything has its season. And now in this day and time, the young people, they have no patience. They don't understand that there's winter, summer, spring, and fall. And so they're just going through the seasons. And that's why I had wrote a book. My last book was entitled Enjoy Your Journey. Because even when you're going through the rough times, when this turkey was cheating on me and God was making me speak to him with love, which I was like, Lord, okay. And when I knew he was cheating, and then I would make him come sleep with me, I'm like, okay, Lord.
It's some patience.
But it was patience. And then I remember one time I ran up on him and I said, God said, do you want to be made whole? Do you remember that night? Mm-hmm. I caught him somewhere he didn't have no business. And I said, God said, do you want to be made whole? Yeah. See, that was Minister Sonia and Sonia. You know, the mature, that was a wife. That's what a wife does. Now Candy finna chop at neck, you know. But God said, can you do him the way I do you? I look beyond all of your faults and I still provide your needs. I need you. This is what God told me. I need you to trust me enough to look beyond all of his faults and provide his needs. And I can remember I was fussing during the time I had him that big old party. When he turned 50, had him that gigantic party. I done told you about it. You know, had him that gigantic party the whole time me and God arguing. I got to have him this party. But I look back on it and I'm so thankful, because sometimes, you know, God will tell us, will show us, shine a spotlight on our mistakes, on our shortcomings, so that we can start being more patient with one another, because neither one of us are perfect. We both make mistakes, but walking in truth and transparency helps us get past it so much quicker and help to resolve things. And I think now, for the last few years, now 3-4 years, I know at least 4, maybe 4.5. Now, you know, it is, hey, boo. You know, and everything. So I thank God. I thank God for patience. I thank God for him teaching me how to be a wife when I didn't feel like being a wife. Teaching me how to be a wife when I felt like he didn't deserve the wife that I was. And so I thank God for spiritual maturity and to look beyond. Now, I mentor a lot of people. I do not encourage anyone to stay in an abusive relationship. But I do encourage everyone to stick with your relationship until you have allowed God to do something about it, until you hear from God that that's it. Because when I filed for divorce, and he can tell you, I asked God, can I divorce him? Doggone it. I've been celibate for a while now. I done got a little bit. I can go on a little farther. Now,
Go on and see what the end gonna be. Hold on.
And God said, yes, you can divorce him, but you ain't gonna get what I have for you. I chose him for you. I'm the reason you married him so quickly. I'm the reason that you had blinders on you. I got you two together with purpose. So the question is, do you want to walk in purpose, or do you want to do your own submissive will thing going on? And then I thought about that because I've been walking with God for a long time. And I got sense enough to know that what God has for me is far better than anything I can pick up for myself.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
That's it. Do y'all see how they worked that last word?
Y'all worked every question out.
Yes.
For the good.
Yes.
Y'all worked every question out
negative.
for the good. This is exactly how we wanted it, exactly how I had it in my mind. So thank y'all.
Thank you.
So the word, y'all, is patience.
Patience.
A couple who got married in 4 days, but their word is patience, because you're going to have to be patient somewhere in that story, somewhere in your scenario. You're going to have to find your patience.
Whether you wait 4 days or 4 years,
yeah,
love requires patience. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is patient. Thank y'all so much, Darryl.
Thank you
God
all
bless
so
y'all.
much. God bless you. Bye-bye. Are y'all serious? Did y'all just hear what we just heard?
Man.
Oh my God.
Love is patient.
This is what All Things Well is all about. It's about hearing these love stories, and everything may not be good in the middle, in the mix, but it becomes good. It ends well. All things well. I love the word patient. I love that.
And season 3 is about the love story. So if you want your love story told, always put your name in the comment section.
Right.
And we can tell your love story. No, you will tell your love story on our platform.
You're going to tell your own love story on All Things Well. We love you. We love the Carneys. We'll see y'all next week.
Hey.
This is who we are. You know it. It's your time to blow it. Yeah. Stay devoted. And this is how we show it.